right, y'all. That right there is Mike Sessions and B Dope featuring myself, Orion. Actually, the first verse was B Dope, second verse was Mike Sessions, and the last verse was myself. Track completely produced by Mike Sessions. Shout out to them. They're gonna release that song as part of an EP that they're releasing soon. So check out for that. Description box, folks, is where you get the correct spelling on everything, and where you could, you know what I'm saying, do your Googles, your YouTubes, your Spotify's, whatever you do to select your poison for the day. So yeah, man, I wanted to play that song because B Dope is somebody that I know you have ties to.
Yes. Now, and that song is dope for real, and I'm looking forward to the completed project as well. Um, yeah, like I've known B Dope for a really long time. Him, Sam, um, oh Lord, there you go, it just left. Damien, like before, B Dope knew he was B Dope. I knew him before I knew I was Mother Superior. B Dope knew me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we go way back, and I just love the fact that you know he was just still being creative. This thing really is not don't have a time limit on it. As long as you got breath and you feel it, even when you put it down and walk away and be like, fuck it, I don't want to do this anymore. Then in the middle of the night, you'll be like, oh shit, I think I need to write something. So I just love that the creativity has not stopped. It's been, consistent.
Yeah, word. You can't get too old for this, man. Contrary to what a lot of people were saying about hip hop artists, that it's a young person's game or whatever, but I don't believe that's true at all. I think MCs are getting better with time, especially the ones that still are able to have that hunger,
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, there's a space for everything because I do appreciate a lot of the current music. I got some young kids. I got two kids that are in college. One's a freshman. One is 2 semesters away. I can't wait. Free up some of my money. But these folks, I like a lot of the stuff that they share with me because I know what it's like to be young, hungry for something different and a change in your life. That I'm not judging. I understand. I get it. But then there are people that are my age that still have a thirst for some grown people hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So who else can give you grown folks hip hop other than other grown folks? So yeah, there's no age limit to it. I agree with you.
You know what's something I feel like a gap in, like, as far as a generational gap of how hip hop is consumed, is I feel like the youngins that are doing this, not all the youngins, you know what I'm saying, but a majority of them, like the music that's coming out from cats that are like in their teenage years or in their early 20s, it's almost as if they want to stay that age. And I feel with the hip hop that we came up on, like Nas at 17 was sounding like, you know what I mean? He was dropping like scrolls and scriptures and shit. You know what I mean? And it's just, we're like all trying to get older, and all trying to be like adults and, men and women and not, it's not as this.
I think what it is like every generation has their something. You know what I'm saying? That helps them to move the needle over to a little bit more maturity. Like folks our age, from that generation hood shit where, the whole thing with the crack cocaine, you know what I'm saying? People that both parents are out of the house, and you're seeing this war on drugs. So you kind of have a little bit of that. And these folks gonna have theirs too. I mean, they just went through this whole shit with, last 4 years of that bullshit. And then, these police just killing of unarmed people, or whatever. They will have it. They will have theirs, but, it is it's a progression and it's about life experiences. So when you the shit that I was thinking about when I was 17 and I was 16 is different from the shit that I was writing about when I turned 23 and 24. And these folks get the same pardon me, they get the same grace that we got. They'll get there. You can't stay young forever. And I don't think they will. I mean, I think they just got to go through a little something to turn that corner, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Everything that you just said right now is completely true. I would add on to that, this whole COVID thing that they've gone through will probably, have an effect on the music they end up writing and producing and stuff in the
I
times
agree.
to come. But another thing I would say too is, though, like, when I was young, I couldn't wait to drive. I couldn't wait to be 16, 17 years old and drive. And, because the reason for that is there was no internet. There was no, you know what I mean? Like getting a car was your escape
Yeah.
in a sense, at least in Miami. You know how
Yes.
Miami. So, I feel like this younger generation, they kind of like, they'd rather be home. And who could blame them when you have like so much things at your disposal, as far as entertainment is concerned, and you know what I'm saying? It's just a different type of youth
Well,
culture right
I
now.
also think that too, with it being the age of the internet, but I also think it's a lot of us too as being parents. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times for me
Mhm.
personally, and some of my other folks that I've talked to about this as well, when you live a certain life as a youngster, you know what I'm saying? And then you get your own children, then you are totally overcompensating. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to make sure that whatever those growing pains that you felt like your mama and your daddy may have dropped the ball or whatever, you trying to fucking make sure your kids don't feel none of that. So we're a little bit responsible for this dumb shit too,
Mm.
or whatever. So I'm just saying, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna tell the truth. And for my situation, I know my personal upbringing has caused me to be the type of person who would definitely probably did too much. I should have let their ass be hungry a couple of times, but I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Your level of accountability, I applaud, and I take it you are Mother Superior at home as well.
Yes, yes. And they can't stand it either. They're like, oh my God, she is just too much. And I'm like, hey, come on, children, follow your mother. So yeah.
Well, speaking of growing up and parenting and everything, somebody that you also know that always bigs you up in on his podcast, which his podcast is on another universe right now, is DJ EFN from Drink Champs, Crazy Hood, always bigging you up, always giving you your props. Um, yeah, man, he's got his fatherhood podcast and everything, so
Yeah,
it's
every
crazy.
time when I'm seeing the fatherhood, I'm like, we need to do a companion. Me and his wife need to get together and do a motherhood podcast. Although I haven't mentioned that to him. Maybe he'll hear this and be like, oh, that's dope, whatever. But yeah, I love that guy, and he's always been super supportive. Brought me down there to perform with Redman. His wife was like, yeah, she needs to be here. I love her. And I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Respect the craft, put some cash in my pocket, and this dude's always been there since I can remember Mother Superior. I remember this guy. So yeah, DJ EFN. Yeah, I love what he's doing. And I'm real happy for them cats, him, Garcia, all of them.
Yeah, man, grinding for a
Yes.
long time, man, putting in that work.
Fuck
It's all
yeah.
paying off.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into this joint. It's another song. This is gonna be the last song I play from the Levitation, and then I'm gonna get into some other stuff from your catalog. But this one right here is a banger, big guns.
Let's go.
Party people in the house, you about to witness some old smoke shit. I got 5 MCs up in here about to represent the South Side. Smooth, sinister class.